Hello, my name is Dr. Ankana, and before we get into the how, let's talk about why you clicked on this video. You clicked on this video because ever since 2026 began, you started feeling overwhelmed with all of these feelings of feeling lost and anxious and whatnot. But along with that, you're also feeling this tiny spark of hope somewhere down there subconsciously that's telling you that, you know what, I can do it. That my dream rank, that my dream branch is for me, it's for mine to grab. Let's get real very quick. As long as it was 2025, you still felt like there is room for some haphazard planning, there's room for errors, and there's still time. But ever since 2026 began, it's suddenly very real right now. It feels like time's running out. What should I do? What should I look for? My GT scores are not improving. All of these feelings are just suddenly coming in because your brain is finally starting to realize that NEET PG 2026 is very real and it's about to happen. Your brain is starting to think as if it will happen sooner than it is actually supposed to happen. All of that feeling, all of that anxiety, it's making you more haphazard than ever, and it's making you click on videos like this that are talking about NEET PG 2026 strategy. The reason I'm making this video is because I was in this exact same spot, exact same state of anxiety as you are right now. I found a way to deal with all of that, so I'm so going to share that exact strategy with you. So watch till the end. Now the first thing that I want you to do is, which I did too, is to take a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and on that write down, I am getting All India rank dash in NEET PG 2026. Below that, write down daily goals, and underneath that I want you to write 3 specific things. Number 1, study hours. Number 2, number of MCQs practiced, and number 3 is the number of wrong questions reviewed. Okay, it should look something like this. And I want you to paste it in front of your study area. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to read it out loud. I am getting All India rank this much in NEET 2026. I want you to read that out loud at least 5 times in the morning. Okay, and at the end of each day, once you finish studying and like doing MCQs and all of that, I want you to either tick or cross whether you've met your daily goals or not. What this practice helps you out with is consistency. I know I have been a very inconsistent person in MBBS, and this was the only practice that helped me keep a daily check on myself. That just helps you realize that, you know what, am I really giving it my all for my dream? Am I really giving it my best effort every single day? Next, and this is going to sound a bit eccentric, but I want you to give a GT. I want you to give a proper GT in the proper setup, 3.5 hours locked in, no cheating, just you and that computer screen or that tab screen. Doesn't matter if you're underprepared, doesn't matter in which stage of your preparation you're in, doesn't matter if you've completed your first read or not, doesn't matter if you even started your first read or not, just give that GT. Why? You may ask, it's my GT score that's actually making me feel more anxious, and how is giving a GT supposed to make me feel less anxious? The reason I'm asking you to do this is because your GT score is simply a mirror. The score range that you're stuck in, it simply tells you what you need to work on first. And your in-depth analysis of the subjects just lets you know which are your weak areas and which are your strong areas. If you do not know which subjects you're weak in, if you do not know what your weak areas are, then how do you expect to improve? How do you expect to strengthen and improve your rank if you do not even know where exactly you're going wrong? And even after hearing this, if you're still afraid of giving a GT, then I want to listen to the next part. What is it about a GT score or a low GT score that you're so afraid of? If you're getting a low GT score, it does not mean that you'll be stuck there forever. It just means, this is what I'm starting from, and I'll just go up from here. That is what it means. Even I got like barely 86 or something correct when I gave my first GT. I gave it completely underprepared. I gave that GT anyway, and I thought of it as, this is when I'm starting from. This is the base level. The only way to go is up, and that is what you'll be doing in 2026. You'll be going up. Now you've given your GT and you know your baseline. You know your basic score. Now there can be 2 categories of you. The first category is you haven't completed your first read yet, or you haven't even started your first read, and that's okay. You can still crack NEET PG 2026 even if you haven't started your first read. You can, trust me. And the second category of you is you have finished your first read somehow, and you maybe even have started your second read. Okay, I have given the timestamps in the description box. You can just directly skip to the part where I'm talking about your individual category. So for the first category of people, I want you to get this fact etched in your brains that your time is your currency and you need to spend it wisely. So how do you start? Firstly, stick to a single source. Do not switch sources at this point. Do not go out looking for new material. Number 2, don't try to read everything. Read only what's important. And how do you know what's important? You just read the rapid revision notes of any platform that you're using. Next, you need to stop reading passively. You cannot just be passively flipping through the pages and feel like your subject is done. No, it's not done. You need to be doing active recall. And what does active recall essentially mean? Suppose I'm reading neurosurgery on Monday. Okay. So active recall means on Wednesday, that is like 2 days later, I'll try to think about exactly what I've read in neurosurgery on Monday. without looking at the pages of the book. I'll try to think, and whatever I'm missing, the moment I realize I'm missing something, I'll just flip through the pages and check, this is the missing piece of information. Along with this practice, you also need to be solving MCQs every single day, either on the topic that you're reading on that particular day or on a random topic that you've read earlier. Solve MCQs, and whatever questions you're getting incorrect and whatever questions you're getting correct by guesswork, I want you to review those questions in a lot of detail. Like I said in the beginning of the video, along with solving MCQs, you also need to be keeping a track on how many number of questions you are reviewing each particular day, because this is what actually helps you get better, that is reviewing your own mistakes. Start making your 20th notebook and this choti copy. As you approach the end of your first read or the beginning of your second read, I want you to come back to this choti copy and start reviewing it daily, because you are adding very highly volatile pieces of information and highly important pieces of information in this copy. So the more number of times you review it and revise it, the more likely you are to get questions correct on the final day of your exam. Next, let's talk timelines now, because it's really time that's actually giving you anxiety. So if you're starting your first read or you are midway between your first read, you'll have to level up your game and you'll have to study more hours, because there's no time to waste now. You should be aiming for at least 3 reads of your entire syllabus before the main exam. Try to finish your first read by mid-April, and I have prepared a schedule for you. Finish your first read by mid-April. Try to do that. Along with that, also give GTs along the way, because GTs will actually help you realize how much you're improving or not improving, or what are the areas you need to focus on more. Start your second read mid-April, then you should be finished with your second read by mid-May or end of May, and then keep the month of June for your third and final read. Now, for those of you who have either completed your first read or second read and you're still not seeing an improvement in your scores, it could be one of three things. It could either be a concept issue, number one. Number two, it could be an issue of you not solving enough number of questions. And number three, it could be an issue where you're solving enough number of questions but you've not reviewed enough number of questions. How do we solve each of those issues? So number one, if you have a concepts issue, what does that mean? It means you're seeing a question and that question seems very familiar, but the moment you try to solve that question in depth, you find yourself stuck. You find yourself lacking. It feels like, as if I know this question, but I don't really know how to derive at the answer. That means your concept in that question is weak. So how do you solve that? How do you overcome this issue? You overcome this issue by seeing either the main videos or the revision videos which explain that concept in detail, because clearly reading notes hasn't cleared your concept enough. Or if the main videos and revision videos also haven't helped you, you can go to YouTube and check out a simple explanation for it. You can just search it out, simple explanation for this concept, and clear that concept. Second, if you have an issue with not solving enough number of questions, and this usually happens to people who think, that I'll read throughout the day, throughout the morning, throughout the evening, and towards the end of the night, I'll be solving like 25 to 50 MCQs, and then you often find yourself not doing that. You promise yourself every day that I'll solve at least 50 MCQs every day, but at the end of the day, you find that, what, I just don't have enough space in my mind for this. So, how do you solve this issue? You can do it two ways. Number one, you wake up in the morning, and the first thing that you do is you solve 50 MCQs to start your day. Done. You're practicing enough number of questions. If you don't like the idea of this, what you can also do is, there are WhatsApp groups where they send you custom modules of questions every night, every evening, that you can solve. And just make sure that you're solving at least that custom module for that particular day every single day. Third, if you have an issue with not reviewing your mistakes enough, how do you know if you have this issue? Whenever you see a question that you get wrong, you know that, maybe I have gotten this same question wrong like 3 or 4 months before. Like the questions seem familiar, even the answers seem familiar this time. It's not a concept issue, because even the answers seem like, I think I have seen these answers. But the moment you try to solve the question, you get confused between the same answers again. That means you did not review your question, your mistake rather, the first time around. So what you need to be doing for this issue is simple. You just need to be sitting down with your mistakes, review your mistakes, and note those mistakes down in your mistakes copy. If you work on these issues, I can promise you that you'll see a change in your GT score. And if this video helped you, if you liked it, then do subscribe. And I also post previous year topics as short form content in my channel, so make sure you subscribe to my channel.